Well, I think it'd be an affirmation of what's been happening with our team and the progress that we've made in streamlining patient encounters and services and making sure that we narrow the gaps that sometimes people fall through in the system. There's a lot of people who've done a lot of work for a long time, and having this kind of recognition just confirms we've been on the right track. And it's nice to share that with the team. There's a lot of effort that goes into these things, and to have it recognized externally is just icing on the cake. So one of the steps our hospital took early on, and not only in recent years, but as far back as the mid-'80s, was to understand the role that as a hospital you're the largest player in a small community, and to focus only on acute care and emergency services and that kind of thing, you're really doing a disservice to your community. So it was important for us to acknowledge that there are a lot of partners in achieving healthcare services in especially smaller and remote communities, and that the hospital felt that there was a key role that they could accomplish by either being a partner or being a catalyst for change, or even just being at the table. And when over the years, when services needed to be supported, the hospital did not hesitate to do so, even if it wasn't part of their normal mandate. We found some innovative ways to deliver on services and align services between different teams, which very quickly started to produce some great results. There's a lot of angst in doing what we've done. One advantage is that we're one of the furthest removed community from the center of, Thunder Bay, for example. We're very small. And so the issues and problems in service delivery were significant, and the resources were limited. And it made a whole lot of sense for us to start working together and doing things together and creating the synergy that we have today.
Well, I think one of the big things that would mean is that there's a recognition of all the hard work that's been put in over the years. This has been like a 4-year project for us to transform our agency into an agency that really responds to the needs of our clients, and to make our clients the center of our practice. So in our territory, it's we work with 10 First Nations. And we recognize that within each First Nation is different. So we have to have a model of care which reflects not only a mainstream practice, but also a traditional element to it. So within that cultural continuum, our staff, we've spent a lot of time training our staff in terms of not only the mainstream practice, but also the cultural practices of each of the communities. Well, I think one of the things is that that's really important is that you do recognize that that person has a history when you're going into the community. So one of the things we do is we always do a holistic check of everyone. So if we're going into, say, change a wound, we also want to know what it's like, how they're doing mentally, physically, whether there are any other issues that maybe we can help with in terms of even their housing. So when we look at that person, we look at all of that person, because that person is just not one compartment. That person is a whole person. Well, I can only speak from dealing with First Nations people, but I think that's the key, is that they're people. And we're all people, right? So we all suffer the same experiences. Sometimes maybe the treatment of those experiences may be a little different. But we're all people, we all suffer. And I think from our organizational point of view is that we never turn anyone away. The other thing I want to say is that you know, in terms of the cultural piece for all agencies across the board, is that I really believe anyway that it's more than just taking a course on the internet. I think really to understand First Nations people, you got to be part of it. You got to do some of those land-based practices, and those things have to be interwoven into all of your policies. And if you look at how we designed all of our policies, that cultural element is interwoven into all of our practices.